You know, every SME owner talks about competition, market conditions, and high costs. But there is a silent problem inside companies that hardly gets mentioned, and that problem is surprisingly simple. Competence is assumed, not proven. That assumption is draining millions from SMEs without them even realizing it.
Really? How is it so?
Think about how qualifications are treated. A university degree is assumed to mean competence. If a degree is automatically equated with competence, then what about the countless certificates of unknown quality?
Yes, that is a good question. So, what's the implication?
The implication is that you see unemployed graduates everywhere. They have the paper, but employers now understand that competence has not been proven.
I see. You mentioned the other day about SMEs. What about them?
SMEs fall into the same trap. Supervisors promoted because of seniority or certificates can end up costing 100,000 Malaysian ringgit a year in rework and mistakes. Multiply that across a team and you are looking at silent losses in the millions. Recently, one Malaysian system has been built to end this exact problem. It is called the Sabasni Competency Development and Productivity Suite.
Well, I am interested to know more.
What makes it different is that it starts by defining clear competence standards for each role: knowledge, practical skills, tools, and attitudes. Then, instead of depending on outside trainers, it develops assessors and verifiers inside the company. Competence is checked daily, not assumed after a training course or a degree.
Okay, what more can you tell me?
Here is something unusual. It goes further. Sabasni embeds entrepreneurial thinking and productivity initiatives like 5S and Kaizen into the company's competence standards. That means staff are not just doing their jobs, they are constantly asking, how can I make this process or workflow better?
So, you are not just getting competent employees. In fact, you are getting problem solvers who think like entrepreneurs.
And the results are not vague claims. One supervisor using this system cut rework by 60%, saving the company 100,000 Malaysian ringgit in a single year. When the same system was applied across 15 supervisors, the company recorded 1.5 million Malaysian ringgit in savings annually.
Wow, that is something indeed.
These savings are hard, measurable ROI. And there are the intangible benefits, such as better morale, higher retention, less stress, and stronger client trust. What impressed me is that this system is not sitting on the shelf. It has already been trusted at national level.
Really? Where is it being applied?
CIDB Malaysia used it to build national competence systems. Sabasni has been recognized with the SOBA Award, awarded the MARA Best Innovation, and even presented its system at the ICL 2024 conference internationally.
That is impressive.
SMEs cannot afford to keep running on assumptions. Degrees do not prove competence. Certificates do not prove competence. Even training courses do not prove competence.
I understand it now. Only a system that embeds standards, verification, productivity, and entrepreneurial attitude can prove competence of personnel.
The phrase that sums it up perfectly is this: competence is assumed, not proven. This issue is exactly what SMEs need to fix now if they want to grow.
When competence is proven, profits follow, and that is what makes this system stand out.
By the way, there is a SME competence audit checklist. To our viewers, you can download this checklist and see for yourself if your staff are truly competent.
That is useful for the SME owners.
Yes, make use of it and find out for yourself the status of competence in your organization.
Well, until the next episode on competence development for SMEs, that's all, folks. See you soon.